You're listening to the Super League Pod, coming up on episode 148 of your favourite Rugby League podcast. We find out that we're all grown-ups here, that despair has a smell, and that the RFL don't like you. Along with that, we've got all your feedback and shout-outs, news from around the world of Rugby League. We take a look back at round 19 and preview round 20 of Super League play, and there's everything else that you've come to love about your weekly visit from your Uncle Mark and your Auntie Tom. Strap yourselves in, kids. It's time for your podcast, the Super League Pod. Okay, hello everyone, welcome along to episode 148 of the Super League Pod. Tom and Mark here to cast a weather eye over all things Rugby League. Mark, you're wearing your Super League Pod jersey.
Oh yeah.
Are you feeling extra poderific tonight? Is that what's going on?
No, it was on the floor.
Excellent. You haven't got yours encased in like some kind of plastic thing to preserve it like
in my
that?
rush, it got picked up and put on.
Very good.
I think I must have worn it the other day again for like round the house lounging around because it's quite loose fitting and comfortable.
Well, yeah. Well, yours might be. No, actually, mine is loose fitting and comfortable these days.
Yeah.
And lives in the back of Emma's car.
What? Just
at the moment?
From
well, because someone just picked me up from the Blackpool Bash and brought me a T-shirt to get changed into. I don't know if you've seen the picture of what she brought me, but we ended up in Blackpool, and I looked like.
I saw pictures of you looking absolutely disgraceful that weekend.
Well, we both
on the later stages,
pretty mortal that night, yeah. So, but there you are. Welcome to the Super League Pod. Good to have you here. As always.
How's your week been, Tom?
Steady away. To be honest, it's been alright.
You told me you nearly got your nipple pierced.
I did. Well, let me get to it. Because what I'm saying is
to the chase.
Compared to last week, I was like, I can't go out again. 3 nights out on a weekend. I trimmed it back by 2/3 this weekend, and I had 1 night out. Work week was fine, no bother. And then on Saturday night, Emma and I went to the grand opening of a mutual friend of ours' new tattoo and piercing parlour up in Blackpool. It's called Empire, and if you're ever in that Blackpool neck of the woods, I'll be happy to point you in the right direction should you require piercing or tattooing. But Sean and Connor, who own the place, have been open for a couple of weeks now, and on Saturday night was their sort of the big thank you to the people that had helped them out, because Emma and I had been down and pitched in and putting furniture together and stuff like that, and it looks really classy and good inside. It's all kind of sort of Art Deco. It looks a bit like the font that they've gone for the branding is all a bit Great Gatsby, you know,
right.
Obviously there's a book, but the Leonardo DiCaprio film, that's kind of the colour schemes and stuff that they've gone for, so it looks quite good.
I'll send my wife down to be the judge of whether it's Art Deco or not.
Fine, but that's what they're going for. Perhaps it won't be clinically and technically, but to the vast majority of us uneducated non-art graduates, it might well come across that way. Anyway, met up there for a Prosecco reception, which was dead nice. The squad photo outside, which you pointed out, I looked like I've just kind of wandered into the very far right edge of, which is fine. And then down to West Coast Rock in Blackpool, where there were yet more free reception drinks and just a good time was had by all. Cut to midnight Sunday morning, sat in Sean and his wife's hot tub with Emma, having a whiskey looking at the stars. It was quite a nice way to end the evening. So that's still been the highlight of my weekend. And Emma cooked rib of beef for Sunday dinner, which was perfect hangover food. It was pretty lush. So that's been...
Anything else happening?
Nothing that springs immediately to mind. I sense you're springing a trap for me now.
I wondered if you wanted to mention your no-show on the radio.
Oh, that was a ball, eh? Yeah, I mean, I've stayed professional about it. But yeah, on Wednesday or Thursday afternoon, I forget now, the TalkSport guys got in touch and asked if I wanted to come on again at 5:45 and talk about rugby, because the guy that I was on there with last time was doing early breakfast. I think he kind of is like a supply host, basically, so he covers when other people are off and whatever. But he's a very nice chap. So I said yes, and I made me notes and jotted down all my thoughts for the weekend's fixtures and stuff, and got myself up at sort of 5:30, ready to go, sat downstairs, and then it got to 5:45, which was when I was meant to be sort of going on, and my phone didn't ring, and got to sort of a little bit after. I thought, I wonder if everything's okay, and I flicked onto Twitter and nothing had come through, and then I refreshed my Twitter feed, and I've been bumped because the Formula 1 guy had gone over. So I
Can't think of anything more boring.
Yeah, exactly. Formula One. So yeah, I just got an early rise, to be honest. But I was ever the gentleman about it, and just said, "That's fine. These things happen." Like I know about whether or not these things happen, because we're constantly bumping people off. If the listeners to the Super League pod knew the number of rugby league celebrities we decide not to have on every week, because we want to talk ourselves, they'd be astounded, wouldn't they? But so it was.
I'm sure they know exactly the count.
Exactly. Adam O'Brien once. So
talking of rugby league celebrities, I've been meaning to mention for a couple of weeks. Everyone will have seen now, probably over on Twitter, or there was a piece about it. Barry McDermott wrote up a piece about it in this month's 40/20 magazine. But a group of guys got together. Lizzie Jones organised a group of guys and gals together to do the National Three Peaks about 3 weeks ago now. They did it in around about 22 and a half hours, which is pretty good going. It means they've made up some good ground on the road as well. And yeah, so you can still donate to that. I think it's justgiving.com/Danny Jones 6 or Danny Jones 3 Peaks or something like that. But anyway, go on Lizzie Jones's Twitter, and I'm sure you'll find links aplenty to donate to that. I'll see your 40/20 magazine article from our friend Barry, and donate. I donated on behalf of
you and
of the Super League pod.
Oh, fantastic!
A few weeks ago,
that came out of the podcast coffers, did it?
No, it came out of
yes. Well, don't
given that they're my pocket.
Right. Well, then don't give me credit for it. You made a donation yourself. That's fair enough.
I'm making the point that I'm on the show.
You are absolutely. And on that note, I'll go watch The Simpsons and listen to the rest of this week's podcast being recorded live. Will you settle a bet for me, or settle a round? Right, the Three Peaks.
Yeah.
Okay. To my mind, when people say the Three Peaks, they're talking about Snowdon, the big one in England, and Ben Nevis. Is that right? Or are there somewhere else another range of hills that are quite close together called the Three Peaks?
There's two. There's the National Three Peaks and the Yorkshire Three Peaks.
Right.
So
So
the National Three Peaks is Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike, and Snowdon, the biggest hill in Scotland, England, and Wales.
Yes.
The Yorkshire Three Peaks is in Yorkshire. It's Whernside, Ingleborough, and Pen-y-Ghent.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We're on the verge of turning it into This Week in Hill Walking, but
you sort of set off from Horton in Ribblesdale, I think, and then go up Pen-y-Ghent.
Cool.
Traverse across to... do you go Pen-y-Ghent, Whernside, then Ingleborough on the way back? Yeah.
Right, there you go. Well, that does settle a bet for me, because Emma and I gave each other a general knowledge quiz Sunday evening. We did a quiz. We just Google questions and stuff, and one of mine was, in which range of hills would you find Cheddar Gorge? And she said the Three Peaks. So, it's not even a range of hills, mate.
Isn't it in the...
Oh, let's see if you can get it. Yeah, where's Cheddar... Oh, it's time for me to do a quiz. Right. In which set of hills would you find Cheddar Gorge?
Is it the Mendip?
It fucking well is the Mendip. Oh my fucking word. Oh god, let's see. Right, I can probably remember some. Let's see, hang on, because I can probably remember some of the other questions that she failed on. What is the name of the influential committee of Tory backbenchers?
I don't know, a bunch of fucking I don't know.
That would have been my second goal. It was the 1922 committee.
Right, okay.
Yeah, okay, final one. What organisation was formed in Brussels in 1949?
The European Commission.
It was NATO.
Oh.
There you go. Right. Thank you. Impromptu. There we go. The Super League Pod quiz. So, before we fall down this rabbit hole any further, who's been getting in touch with us this week?
I was going to say let's talk about some rugby league, but we're going to start by not talking about rugby league.
Have you got a favourite Three Peak?
Of the national ones.
Of either. Yeah.
I've only done Ben Nevis
and
Snowdon when I was doing the Three Peaks, and the tops were very... We did it on the longest day of the year in 2009.
Right.
And the tops were all shrouded in cloud and miserable and grizzly and what have you. So the only one of them, of the National Three Peaks I've been up in sunlight, is Scafell Pike. I've been up that for three times.
Fair enough.
But the Yorkshire ones, I've never been up Whernside because it looks a bit ugly and miserable.
Right.
but it is the tallest of them. But I really like the shapes of Ingleborough and Pennygent. I think they look nice on there. Right. At our wedding, Ingleborough and Pennygent were two of the table names. Because I don't know if you remember, you were probably too pissed all day.
No, hang on. I remember a great deal of your wedding and I had a lovely day. What I don't remember are the fucking table names.
The table names were hills.
I'm not sure they were for me. No, I know that now.
They were hills that me and Emma had walked, with the top table being the hill that we got engaged on.
Great stuff.
There you go. Yeah. So
that's for you, soap opera for men. Right, who's been getting in touch with the show this week, Mark?
Bob Phillips at Dr. Bob Phillips said, you had me at campanology.
I think we found that this has been a great divide between our listeners this week, hasn't it?
It was not for all, because soap opera for men, at soap opera for men, if you want to see some quality trolling all over Twitter, said, this week in bell ringing, get the fuck on with it.
Fair enough.
But Cutthroat Jake, he got in touch at cut_throat_Jake, if you like the old underscores Twitter handles, said, walking around Sainsbury's listening to Super League Pod when Mark came out of the campanology closet. Don't worry, you're not the only bell ringer in the village. We are legion.
Very good.
There you go. He must pull the old ropes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fat Boy Rob said, out of Mark and Tom, which one is Batman and which one is Robin?
Well, you're obviously Batman, aren't you?
Well, there was a lot of people throwing in options.
The one I like, the one that springs to mind with me is kind of, I don't know if you've seen Penguins. You don't have children as immediate of your own and not immediately in your life, so I don't know if you've seen it, but have you seen Penguins of Madagascar?
No.
Right, so the Penguins of Madagascar basically have one leader who like kind of acts like he knows what he's doing and knows what he's talking about and talks a good game, but then behind him there's like the people that are actually saving him from catastrophe at every fucking turn, and it's just through sheer dumb luck that the leader of these penguins is kind of, alright. So that is sort of where I see it.
Well, I threw in Wallace and Gromit, a similar sort of theme, like the sort of the main sort of public face of it all. Actually,
exactly.
There's this other guy working tirelessly behind the scenes to
think of us as Boris Johnson and his aides, I guess, or someone. I don't know, just some bumbling idiot. And
I'd rather be AIDS.
Actually, that's true. So it's hard to say. It would be a fool's errand of me to start claiming
I would
Batman.
think if you think of more like the old style Batman, where Robin was probably that role where Batman was a little bit more doofy in sort of the TV. The early TV series style with the pals and the blams and all that sort of stuff. But then when you look at the more modern one and Batman's got his shit together and Robin's just sort of there as his sidekick or in the comic books or whatever, then
let her go and all that.
Yeah. I think we're neither. I'm certainly the fucking butler rather than Batman.
Maybe if Batman was
Alfred, that's it. I'm Alfred.
You can be Alfred and I'll just be sort of
you can be Lieutenant Gordon.
Clumsy Batman. Alfred and clumsy Batman, that'll do. Fantastic question though, Fat Boy. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry, Rob, even.
David Pal at St David 2911, a couple from him. He said, now then lads, the stone at the top of the arch is the keystone, as in Keystone Cops, #useless knowledge. Yeah, we were searching around for what that was. A few people got in touch.
Yes.
So he wasn't the only one.
So thank you everyone.
Thanks everyone for because that was totally a blank that we were pulling there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and he also says, fulfilling your fixtures is a basic requirement. A reprimand for Wigan is not a sufficient punishment. A fine would have been appropriate. As it stands, the game has been brought into disrepute. Poor do.
There we go.
I mean, we've covered this at length. So I suppose the only thing to say is the fixtures will all be fulfilled and a game was played that night between the two sides. That was supposed to play a game that night, and it came at a cost to the Wigan club. So that to me is why the punishment wasn't more severe. Yeah. But it was embarrassing at the time, and hopefully the working committee they put together prevents further embarrassments.
And it's good sports for a Saints fan to be able to have a little needle at some Wigan fans in it as well. I suspect he's not quite as outrageous as he might be feigning.
No, I think he feels that way. I think he's pretty on the level kind of chap.
No, I'm not saying he's not. I just think maybe, there's a bit of tongue-in-cheekedness about it. This is the way I read it.
Fatboy Rob again.
So he'll tell me if I'm wrong.
Fatboy Rob again says, Tom, don't feel bad. I haven't got a single question right on the quiz since it started, and I wear gigs, he means glasses, so I must be clever.
Yeah.